Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 98 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit, and where I get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. It is Saturday, February 12th, 2022, and we have a gorgeous day here. It's in the mid-50s Fahrenheit. It is so nice. It actually hit yesterday. It was 63 degrees Fahrenheit in the afternoon in February. I love it. I love it. We have a few white puffy clouds out, lots of blue sky, sunny. It's a gorgeous day out there today. So gorgeous. So if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy to have you here with me. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back for another week to see what I've been up to and see how my crafting is progressing. And I'm so happy to have you here with me again for another week. So, it's done. Shawlography is done. And I love it. This is so pretty, and I really enjoyed working on it. And here's the triangle-y kind of part on the side, and the border. So I followed it according to instructions. So this is, before I get too far, this is a pattern by Stephen West, and it was the Mystery Shawl Knit Along in the fall of 2021 is when this started. So this pattern came out in early August, or no, early August? Where did that come from? Early October 2021. The first clue was released on the 8th of August. Why am I stuck on August? Oh my goodness. The pattern came out on the 8th of October. And I wasn't able to get started until we were into the middle of October. I don't think I cast on till about the 21st, 16th, 21st, somewhere in that range. Because I just had hand surgery. So this is done. And I used, I think it was, oh, I didn't write it down. I think it was 3.5 millimeter needles. I'll put a little note here what size needles if I guessed wrong. And so I used, I think, 3.5 millimeter needles, and I used whole super soft yarn for this in 5 different colors. So this color is geranium. This off-white color is lather, and then I had 3 different purples: a light, a medium, and then a dark purple. The light purple might show up a little better. Where does it show up better? Oh, how about in the border, Karen? Heavens to Betsy. So these were the colors: geranium, lather, the light purple is sweet pea, the medium purple is damask, and the dark purple is plum. And I used, oh, I wrote this down over there, and I don't have it over here. For the geranium and lather, I used a little bit more than the 50-gram ball. So I bought 2 balls of each of the 5 colors. The 3 purples, I did not use a full 50-gram ball. Close. It was 40 some grams I used for each of the 3 purples. And the light tan off-white color and the bright pink was a little bit over. I think it was under 60 grams. So I used very little of the next skein or the next ball of yarn. But I love it. I really like it. These crisscross stitches look really cool now that they're done. I did not enjoy doing them. but they look neat when they're finished. And I am happy with this. I really am happy with how it turned out. I got it blocked a couple days ago. I finished knitting on it, I want to say Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, maybe Monday. I'm just picking random days now, aren't I? Oh my goodness. So I finished it earlier this past week. And then I got it soaked, got the blocking done, and it's 100% finished. And I love it. I really do like it. It turned out really gorgeous. And I love that it was getting ready to slide off my chair. I absolutely love the colors I chose and the combination of colors. So I'm really happy with it. I think the next one, I probably will sign up for his mystery shawl in October of 2022. And I might go for blues this time. I've done pinks and purples the last couple years. Maybe I'll go for a blue combination next time. Who knows? That's a long way away. Just drinking plain black tea this morning. I keep saying afternoon. It's only 11:30 in the morning. So that's my finished object. So that, my friends, puts us to one single whip. One single work in progress that I have on the go. I am itching so bad to cast on something new, but I am going to finish this last whip before I cast on anything new. I'm hoping when you see me in a week, I will have my last whip done, and I'm hoping to have one, maybe two new whips cast on by then, by next week, but we shall see. So my last work in progress is another Stephen West pattern, and that is from the Hybrid Knit Along that came out on December 26th this past year, and I did cast this on that day. I am using, this one is done in worsted weight yarn. It could have been done in different weights, but I opted for worsted weight. It's using yarn that I dyed myself. So it's, I did this teal color, and then the white is just a bare yarn. The pattern called for using multiple colors, but I like the look with just two colors. And it's coming along really nicely. I'm using, what size needles? US 8 or 3.5 millimeter needles. Is that what that says? Do those go together? No, good grief. US 8 or 5 millimeter, not 3.5, good grief. 5 millimeter needles. I had to switch it to a different, I'm using my interchangeable needles now because I was able to use a longer cable. The needles I had originally started to use this with, everything's just getting too scrunched up on the needles, or on the cable, I should say. So I've moved it into a larger or longer needle cable. Oy, oy, oy. So since I last saw you, where the yellow marker is down there, upwards is my progress. So I have made a significant amount of progress on this. And there's still a fair bit of a ways to go yet. Let's put this behind. There's still a ways to go yet, but it is coming along very nicely. Let's see if I can get this. It looks a little better. Kind of give you a better feel for how it's going to look when it's done. But this is called Cabled Trellis, or the Cabled Trellis Shawl. And I'm really enjoying this knit. It's fun. I must admit, I really do enjoy working on Stephen West patterns, or at least the ones I've worked on recently. And I really like the look of this one. So I still have a little ways more to go on this trellis part at the bottom. I still have one more diamond repeat, and then I think there's a final diamond repeat and then the border. So I'd say I'm probably getting closer to 60 to 70% done. And I'm loving it. As I said, I'm absolutely loving it. So from the yellow marker up to here is my progress. So I've made a lot of progress, and I'm quite happy with the progress I've made on that. And I'm really enjoying working on it. It's just a lot of fun. And I'm really getting into the rhythm of how the pattern repeats are working. So that's fun. And we'll see how it goes in the next section once, because I think that the diamond patterns expand out and get bigger in the final portion. But I'm excited to get that one finished as well. I think it's going to look really nice once it's blocked. It's not going to be aggressively blocked. It's more just going to have a light blocking just to kind of even out the stitches a bit. But I'm really excited to see that one finished. So that's all for my whips. About 10 minutes of nattering, and that pretty much covers everything about my whips. So a couple projects I want to start on next. I want to make another sweater, but I think I'm going to make a crochet cardigan. And I have a pattern picked out. I'll put a picture of it up here. I don't recall the designer's name, but I will include that as well. And I think it's called the Akio cardigan. And it looks really pretty. And I have enough of one of my yarns I haven't stashed to make this. It's using a Caron Simply Soft. I have a lot of that in my stash, and I want to use up the yarn I have. I have lots of yarn, and I really do need to get some work done on working through my stash and not buy more and more yarn. I'm always tempted to buy more and more yarn, but I need to kind of restrain myself a little bit. And then I'm also thinking of doing a pair of socks in sport weight. So using one of these skeins here. I haven't decided which ones. This little basket are sport weight. This basket is fingering weight yarn. So I'm thinking I'll use one of those skeins to start up a pair of sport weight socks. Whether I keep them or whether I give them to the hubby, we shall see. We'll decide on that once they're done. But those are the two projects I really do think I will cast on next. I'm ready for a crochet project, and a crochet project is something that will get done up quite quickly. I can crochet a lot faster than I can knit. As you saw when I made that scarf for this girl that goes to our church. You saw how quickly I was able to get that scarf done, and also how quickly I was able to get my granny stripe scrap blanket done up. I am considering doing another granny stripe, actually. I still have lots of sock yarn scraps, and I really do think I'd like to make another one. I'm very seriously considering that. I keep eyeing up my box of all my sock yarn scraps, and there's a lot of them that are less than 50 grams, so they wouldn't be sufficient to make socks. Some of them are variegated yarns and things like that, which would not be as good for using different to do colorwork socks. So I'm kind of thinking a lot of those are going to end up going into another granny stripe. I'm admiring. It's just sitting over on the chair right beside me here. I am considering casting on. Do you cast on a crochet project? Either way, I am seriously considering doing that, but we shall see. So that's pretty much it for my crafting content. I do want to kind of go a little bit easier on the talking, 'cause my jaw and my mouth is getting sore already. I had the gum surgery on the right hand side on Tuesday late morning, and the swelling has gone down quite a bit. It's feeling quite a bit better now. I'll put a note here with the name of the surgery if you're at all interested in seeing what actually it is they did. If you don't like seeing surgical type things, maybe don't even look, because it's icky looking. The procedure is icky looking if you don't like seeing stuff like that. But they did the gums around 3 teeth on the upper and 3 teeth on the lower as well. So there was quite a bit of swelling. It still feels a little bit swollen. It's a little bit tender to the touch on this part of my cheek right now. I'm able to eat more things now than I was earlier. It doesn't hurt quite as much, or it's not as uncomfortable to chew, although I'm still sticking with things that are quite easy to chew. I'm not going to be gnawing on a steak anytime in the next week or so. Definitely not. But that's done. I have an appointment to go back and see him on the 8th of March for a follow-up. There are stitches on the top and the bottom. So in between my cheek and the gum, there are stitches along both the top and the bottom, which are irritating because they tickle, and I can feel them there. But those will start coming out on their own in about a week. So it usually takes about a week to 10 days, and the stitches start, usually around the 10-day mark, the stitches will start working their way out on their own. They start to dissolve and break down, and then the stitches will come. I'll feel them coming out, and I'm able to take them out myself, which is also a weird sensation when I remember that from when I had this side done. But it is still pretty tender. I'm taking antibiotics just as a preventive measure, and I also have an antiseptic type mouthwash that I have to use 3 times a day, or after every meal, or 3 times a day. And in between, I'm supposed to rinse my mouth with just a salt water solution. So just to keep things as clean as possible in there, and minimize the risk of infection. But so far it feels okay. Today is the first day it's not been really sore. It's tender. I would say it's tender now versus sore. The first few days it was quite sore, but we're coming around. It's getting a lot better now, so that's done and out of my hair now. So other than that, not an awful lot is new. End of the week, we plan on going out of town for a couple days. My birthday is coming up on Friday. So we're going to go out of town. We're going to go to see a dinner theater show. We're going to go out to a couple of restaurants that we like in this nearby town. It's about an hour and a half hour and 40-minute drive from our place. So we're going to go there we're going to leave on Thursday and come back on Saturday. So I might get a little less crafting done in the second half of the week, although part of the day on Friday, I just honestly want to spend the day just vegging out and enjoying some relaxing time. Maybe I'll see if I can find any yarn stores out there. That might be a fun thing to go shopping for myself. But otherwise, I think that's about it. I can't really think of much else, and I shall let you go, and I will see you guys again in a week. Bye now.